Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the second news from today's newspaper front page dawn. Procurement rules relaxed to allow vaccine import. Tender requirement will not be necessary by Syed Irfan Raza. Islamabad, the federal cabinet on Tuesday approved the procurement of the anti-COVID-19 vaccine by relaxing the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority PPRA, Public Procurement Regulatory Authority. Okay, rules. There will be no need to fulfill the tender requirement to procure the vaccine, which will be purchased from any of the six companies registered with the Ministry of National Health Services (NHS). The cabinet also expressed its concern over the killing of 11 members of the Hazara community in March, Balochistan. The meeting, presided over by Prime Minister Imran Khan, was also briefed on the current situation of the coronavirus in the country and the scheduled reopening of the educational institutions announced by Education Minister Shafqat Mahmood on Monday. Participants of the meeting who did not want to be named told Dawn that the cabinet gave the go-ahead for purchasing the vaccine from any of the six companies registered with the National Health Services (NHS) Ministry on a single bid basis on humanitarian grounds. It was also decided to rectifying some controversial conditions in the final minutes of the meeting. An official press release issued by the Prime Minister's office said the federal cabinet, in order to save human lives timely and on emergency basis, accorded approval for the purchase of COVID-19 vaccine by the Ministry of Health. When contracted, when contacted, a federal minister with the cabinet allowed relaxation in PPRA, Power Producing Regulatory Authority, rules to purchase the vaccine from Chinese firm because it was the only company that had completed all tests prior to marketing the vaccine. He said some cabinet members were worried by the ambiguous conditions presented by the Power Producing Regulatory Authority (PPRA). Oh, sorry, not Power Producing, Public Producing Regulatory Authority, procurement. And the PPRA is Public Procurement Regulatory Authority. Before this, I was reading IPP, so I mixed with that. So PPRA is People's Procurement Regulatory Authority. To make the purchase on a single bid basis, they were concerned with the use of the word may instead of the word shall in many places and believed that it could become a fit case for National Accountability Bureau, NAB, National Accountability Bureau. Inquiry, the minister added. However, he said Law Minister Foreign Farouk Nadeem explained to his colleagues that it was an old legal practice and the word may in many cases was considered shall. Mr. Nasim assured the cabinet that there was nothing to worry about and relaxation could be given in People's Procurement Regulatory Authority (PPA) rules. On December 2, 2020, Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on Health, Dr. Faisal Sultan, had said the government expected the first phase of coronavirus vaccine procurement in the first quarter of 2021, as the cabinet had approved $150 million for it. Hazara workers massacre. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister was advised not to travel for at least 2 to 3 days to Quetta, where the Hazara community members have been holding a sit-in along with the coffins of the much tragedy victims since Sunday. The advice came from Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid Ahmed, who himself visited Quetta on Monday and sat with the protesters to express solidarity with them. He had also announced compensation money of rupees 2.5 million each for the bereaved families. Another minister said Mr. Rashid was of the opinion that the Prime Minister should not visit Quetta until the situation normalized. He said the Interior Minister also informed the Prime Minister that the Hazaras were ready to receive the compensation he had announced, but most of them did not have bank accounts and therefore wanted to get the money in cash. Meanwhile, the Interior Minister held a separate meeting with the Prime Minister and apprised him of his visit to Quetta and provided him first-hand information about the incident and protesting mourners. Prime Minister Khan believed the absence of Balochistan Chief Minister Jamal Kamal, who was out of the country, had complicated the situation as the Chief Minister's CM too could not have met the protesters so far. At this, Mr. Rashid said the Chief Minister was returning on Tuesday night. Special Assistant Dr. Faisal Dr. Faisal Sultan briefed the cabinet about the current situation of COVID-19. Appointments Committee. The meeting also approved the appointment of the chairman of the board of directors of Pakistan Expo Centers Private Limited. It also approved the constitution of a special committee to adjudicate the appeals made under Clause 21 of the Trade Organizations Act 2013. The committee will be able to exercise its authority after the completion of amendments to the relevant laws. The meeting also accorded approval for the appointment of members of the Press Council of Pakistan. In order to improve the quality of exports in the fisheries sector, the Cabinet approved the setting up of an inspection committee that would perform duties of inspection of the fish processing plants to be established in the country. The committee comprises representatives of the Ministries of Maritime Affairs and Commerce, as well as Pakistan Fisheries Exporters Association. The cabinet accepted the resignation of Dr. Rana Abdul Jabbar of Chief Executive Officer CEO as Chief Executive Officer CEO of Alternative Energy Development Board AEDB and approved the setting up of a selection committee for appointing a new Chief Executive Officer, CEO. It was decided that the Managing Director of Private Power Infrastructure Board would look after the AEDB till Chief Executive Officer's appointment. Alternate Energy Development Board. Okay, the Cabinet also endorsed the decisions taken by the Cabinet Committee for Legal Cases in its meeting held on December 31, 2020. Sindh KP Governors meet Prime Minister. Prime Minister Khan held separate meetings with Sindh Governor Imran Ismail and the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Governor Shah Farman. The upcoming Senate elections, Azad Kashmir polls and by-elections came under discussion during the meeting. In a meeting with Law Minister Barrister Farooq Naseem and advisor on Interior and Accountability Shahzad Akbar, the Prime Minister lauded the Ministry of Law and Justice for disposing of around 100 pending cases per day. He was also given an update about the disposal of court cases on priority basis. And in the end, if you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell button to get the fresh from us. Thank you very much. Have a nice time. Goodbye.